You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia Overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
There are two things that are absolutely true. Grandma loves you, and she would never say no to McDonald's. So treat yourself to a Grandma McFlurry with your order today. It's what Grandma would want. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neil, and we're all fed here. We just had lunch. How are you feeling, Matt?
Oh, very, very satiated by the food person that gave us food.
Yeah, and how do you feel third week back in studio?
I'm getting my bearings. I'm trying to get my groove back in the seat, you know.
And how are you feeling about the Chicago Bulls now that you're back home?
Still, well, maybe not 3. I don't know what their record is, but I think they're doing great.
A winning record, most likely.
From the future.
and that's Ken. Blackhawks not doing so well.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it's like in 2 months when this airs.
Okay, well,
But right now, not good.
We always very poorly date
Right now,
these
there is a
episodes.
0 in the win column.
0 in the win column. And Jeff, what is the name of the racer that you like? Moncast or something? What is it?
Oh, no. I was talking about the Charles Leclerc, and he's from Monaco, which makes him Monegasque.
Okay, he makes good pastries too. They have cream in it, right?
Half the time, I don't know what you're talking about.
And Eclair, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
You know, we got a review that said, if you don't listen to this week to week, good luck knowing what's going on. And I'm starting to agree with this with this reviewer.
But you know what? You should listen week to week.
That's true.
You should. And speaking of reviews, actually, we're trying to get 500, and I think we're right over 400. So if you can leave us a review, it would actually help, because we found out from our recent survey that all of our wonderful listeners filled out that a lot of you found the show just by searching trivia on your podcast app, and all those reviews are going to help us. So if you don't mind, we had one that said, "I want to see Matt and Jeff fight," which was a great review.
Yeah,
and we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do it. So please leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever else you listen to your podcast.
Yeah,
that would
it
be
could be
super
glowing
helpful.
praise.
Can I fight Neil, though?
If that's what the viewers want or the listeners want.
I have to see it in a review first.
So please leave 500 reviews and then leave 500 more, just to be that man who leaves 1,000 reviews.
I was like, what are you doing?
And that is the best endorsement we could have gotten, Ken. Thank you for asking for those reviews. And anyone in Scotland, if you don't mind, don't be mad at that. All right, well, we have two very special guests here. Let's start with our guest player today. We wanted to have him on the show.
They're Australian, right?
I was like, are they Welsh?
They're Australian.
Are they Australian?
I think so.
They're Scottish,
I thought they were Welsh.
We'll look it up.
Because they go 500 miles of Scottish.
All right, let me look it up.
Okay,
we'll
be
get
wrong.
to the bottom of this.
All right. So while he's looking it up, this first guest we've had wanting to be on in a long time, and he's coming to us from Everett, Washington. He's a Savage Superstar on Patreon, and that is Josh North. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing well, Neil. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who your partner is going to be with today.
I do accounting for a biofarm company up in Seattle, Washington. I live just a little bit north of that. Not a lot to say about myself. I watch a lot of sports, and I can sympathize with Ken on the Blackhawks because our Kraken aren't starting out too great. At least we have one in the W column, but the home opener was a little rough last night.
Well, at least you have a team now, so
It's going to take a little while to get on their feet.
step in the right direction.
We're clearly not the Vegas, the Golden Knights in our inaugural year, but that's all right. We'll get there. And I'm going to go with Jeff today because I think he counterbalances my knowledge pretty well. So
awesome. So it'll be Jeff and Josh playing together today, and they've chosen a team name probably to haunt me when I try to repeat it several times, but they're going to be North by Josh Northwest.
Yeah, as a little homage to Josh North.
And North by Northwest. All right, so you guys are going to be a team, but in order for them to play against Ken and Matt, we'll get their team name in a minute. We need a host, and we have a very special host with us today, coming to us from Seattle, just a little south of Josh, and she is an Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon, and that is Lara Ruegg. How are you, Lara?
Hi, Neil. Hi, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, as Neil said, I'm currently living in Seattle, which is Duwamish and Suquamish territory. I'm an outdoor educator. And I start a brand new job tomorrow at the Pacific Science Center, which is neighbors to the Kraken. So maybe I'll be able to catch a game sometime.
Congrats.
And I'm really excited to be here. Yeah,
congratulations on the new job, and we hope it goes swimmingly for you. And by the time this comes out, you're already going to be a star there, and then you can just throw this podcast out and be like, look what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Matt and I are going to be teammates. Since Matt's back, we're going to be Welcome Back Matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my God, guys.
Oh my God.
Matt's back.
And before we get to play, we need the rules. So let's have Darian do it in his best Proclaimer's accent, which is Scottish.
Told you.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
So you got to believe me here. I knew they were Scottish. It's all in the lyrics.
Good job.
It's all in the lyrics. All right. So we have Welcome Back Matter versus North by Josh Northwest. And I'm just going to do scorekeeping today. If there's a question I know, I might lock in if no one else gets it, just to make myself feel better. But I'm going to be in the background over here. So Lara, feel free to take it away.
Awesome. So for the first round, I challenged myself to do a stream of consciousness round. We'll see how that went. But yeah, to start round 1, I'm really inspired by another podcast that's about trees. It's called Completely Arbitrary.
That's a great name.
Very good.
I was listening to an episode about this tree and I wrote this question. So yeah. Question 1, trees. A group of these trees is called a mangle, perhaps deriving from the Spanish word from this tree, or perhaps to describe the mangle of stems and roots.
Is that a tree, or is that like a geographic feature or geological feature? Let's say it's a tree, and we're going to lock in.
Okay.
What are you coming up with over there?
No, I'm very confused by this question.
Yeah, I don't know this one at all. I like mangoes. I think those grow on trees, so I'll say mango.
A mango tree. Okay.
That's fine. Let's do that.
And just hearing mangle, we were just jumping over to mangrove. Is mangrove a tree? Is it a cluster of trees? We don't know.
I don't
mangrove.
All right, off to a medium start, but yeah, the answer is mangrove.
Wow. I thought Ken wrote man cave at first, and I said that is not a tree.
Let me do my stretches here so I can pat myself on the back.
And it's kind of confusing because mangrove can refer to specific species of trees, and it's also the general term. It's a not very well named tree scientifically.
Damn.
Well, you can work on that at your new job.
That's
right?
where I got confused.
Yeah. All right. So question 2 in the category of atmosphere. Mangroves can live anywhere between 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south. The latitudes of 30 degrees north and south are called the horse latitudes, where windborne ships can get stranded due to calm winds and very little precipitation. There's a similar zone at the equator where ships stall due to converging winds. What is the name for this area of calm wind at the equator?
I think this game's too smart for me.
All right, everyone have a good day. I know.
All right, so I know this is so stupid, but I know one thing about nautical sailing that's from One Piece.
Oh, geez.
So I have the name.
I
have the name of this region in One Piece. So if we want to use the same name, we can go for it.
Well, I don't have anything better.
All right, we're going for it. If I get this answer through One Piece, I'm gonna leave the studio. Go ahead, guys.
Despite my posh appearance, I don't know anything about sailing. The zone of no return. I like how you knew where I was going with that. Josh, I'm just going to lock that in. I can't picture this.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have anything for this.
All right. Any good pirate knows that if you want to cross it from one of the 4 hemispherical oceans in one piece, you can't get to the Grand Line unless you go to Reverse Mountain, because it's separated by the Calm Belt. The Calm Belt is our answer.
I think, if I'm correct, in the old cartoon I saw of the Phantom Toll Booth.
Where are these answers coming from? All right, what is it?
I think it's doldrums.
Neil is correct. It is the doldrums.
Good job, Neil. Good job.
Thank you.
Put it up.
Neil is now tied for the lead.
But
Can't
his
believe it
points don't
wasn't
matter.
Calm Belt. I was really hoping for Calm Belt.
Awesome. I've been told that question was my hardest question. So
Oh,
that's good.
hopefully
That's good.
Hopefully
so
we get
Neil's
better
gonna
from here.
crush it.
Awesome. So the doldrums and the horse latitudes are similar. And speaking of horses, most horses have 205 bones in their skeletons. However, Arabian horses often only have 202. They sometimes have 2 fewer vertebrae, making their back shorter and stronger. And they have 1 fewer bone in this area, which some say improves their racing stamina.
I also know this one randomly because of Patrick Swayze. He raised Arabian horses.
Oh my God.
How specific? How specific?
It's like a general area. Like, you don't have to say a specific.
Okay.
We locked in?
We are locked in.
Yeah, I didn't know this was an all-science game. I would have called out sick.
Which quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks?
So stamina, you would think like probably something to do with breathing, right? But that's not really bone related.
Yeah.
Would it be something in the neck that would maybe open their air passage a little more?
A bone in their throat, like a hyoid or whatever that's called? Maybe.
Something that blocks the air passage? I don't know.
Sure, we'll say they're missing a bone in their neck.
All right. If I know anything about the skeleton song, but based on horses, it's the throat bones connected to the
Nose bone. Maybe. We said nose.
Yeah, I think it's 1 less vertebrae in their back. I could be wrong, though.
That is what she said. So
She said they're 2 less.
Oh, 2 less in her back. Okay.
so she told you and you're wrong.
So we're right to think that it did have to do with breathing, but it's actually a rib.
Oh.
They're missing 1 rib, not a set of ribs, which is kind of weird. All right, next category is barbecue. I'm a vegetarian and haven't eaten ribs in a long time, but still barbecue ribs is one of the most beloved regional foods in the U.S. There are 4 generally accepted regional styles of barbecue, 2 named after cities and 2 named after states. Please name 3 of them.
I think we can lock in.
So what I'm thinking is they always talk about Nashville and St. Louis for their barbecue. And then as the cities, I'm not sure what the second state is, but I'm pretty sure one of them's Texas barbecue. So I would say
I think Texas barbecue's right. I think Kansas City is
Kansas City, yeah.
is a huge barbecue place. That would be the one in Missouri.
Yes.
And then in Tennessee, I don't think it's Nashville. I actually think it's Memphis in Tennessee. Memphis style barbecue.
Okay. Do we have the second state? Do you think we'd be more comfortable with that?
Yeah, but have you ever had Rhode Island barbecue?
So I was confident and I had both states, but wrong city. So yeah,
I'm more of a Delaware barbecue guy myself. But
that Rhode Island barbecue, yeah.
Slaps.
Tennessee, Kentucky. Trying to think of
All
another SEC type.
Yeah. Do you want to go Texas, Memphis, and Kansas City?
Yeah, I've definitely eaten at a bunch of good barbecue places in Kansas City.
I would take this man's word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
What a coincidence.
We went completely different and said Kansas City, Memphis, and Texas.
And those are all correct. The second state is North Carolina or the Carolinas in general.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's great.
Forgot about that map at the barbecue place I like around here that has it on the wall because all their sauces are like, Memphis or KC style or
And since you're a vegetarian, your invite to our secret vegan cult is in the mail.
Good to hear. All right, question 5 is in the category of baseball. Kansas City, Missouri is the home of the Negro League Baseball Museum, which documents and commemorates the various leagues that played between 1920 and 1960. What's the name of the team based in Kansas City at the formation of the Negro National League in 1920? This is the same team that signed Jackie Robinson in 1945.
Jeff, I think I know this.
Oh, wonderful, Josh. I'm trying to remember. I've heard it before, but I'll trust you. We'll lock in.
So if it's the team that signed him to the Negro Leagues and it's in Kansas City has a thing where they name all of their teams after royalty. So they have the Chiefs, the Royals, and there was a Kansas City Kings, which I don't know if that's also the name of their Major League Baseball team, but I don't really know any Negro League teams outside of the Cleveland Spiders. That's the only one I know for sure.
Because it's an awesome name.
Yeah. And when the Cleveland baseball team was thinking of changing their name, that was one of the suggestions. But if you're okay with Kansas City Kings, it's just a kind of a decent guess.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we'll lock in with that.
Well, I hope I'm not wrong. I'm kind of on the same train as the royalty thing, but if I remember correctly, and Jeff, if this is what I locked in, was the Kansas City Monarchs.
All right, and the answer is the Kansas City Monarchs.
Yeah.
Great job there.
Yeah, great job, guys, on both those. And very even play today because you were tied at 20 after 5 questions.
All right. Category 6, or question 6, category of monarchy. Princess Mako, the older sister of the second in line to throne of this nation, recently shocked the public by revealing her fiancé had grown a ponytail. What nation is Mako a princess of? Mako and her fiancé have been dubbed the Harry and Meghan of this nation.
Oh, my.
Can you spell Mako?
Mako.
Oh.
I was like, it's going to be something exactly like we think it is.
So the word princess is throwing me a little bit based on like language and naming conventions, but the name Mako and the spelling of it, Mako, leads me to a certain country. So if you want to lock in.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. My first thought was Japan. I don't know why. I think Mako just sounds like it could be a Japanese name. So
Yeah, do they have a monarchy and like
they
princesses?
do have an emperor, yeah.
You just don't want to take too much of this princess out of the earth and refine it into energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Very specific reference.
I'm okay with that, Jeff. I really don't have a clue on this.
Okay. We're going to lock in a guess of Japan.
Sounds like a Japanese name to me. So we said Japan.
That is correct. It is Japan.
All right.
Mako's fiance his mother was also accused of financial misdeeds. So like the public already didn't like him very much.
Ooh.
But
And then
they're
the
gonna leave
ponytail
Japan.
on top of it.
So what's the big controversy with the ponytail?
Oh, they think he's poorly groomed.
Oh, okay.
And also he moved to America and they think he's too American now. So
He's too Guy Kokujin.
Now he's watching hockey, started a podcast. He's going off the rails.
Doing craft beer.
Same.
Princess Mako's husband came back and said, "Hey, have you guys tried this IPA before?" And they're like, "Get out of here."
All right, question 7, category of literature. Japan is known for creating some pretty cool stuff, including my family. In addition, a Japanese noblewoman named Murasaki Shibuku is credited with writing the first ever novel in the 11th century. What's the name of this novel?
No.
You'd think Ken and I would know much more about Heian era Japan.
One of the Splinter Cell books? It's not.
I believe those were all Tom Clancy.
Okay.
And also, I don't think there's any books.
Okay.
We're going to guess the Kanto Tales instead of the Canterbury Tales.
We'll joke Madame Butterfly.
All right.
Yeah, this is a really hard question. You kind of either know it or you don't. But the book is called The Tale of Genji.
Oh, I had heard of that.
Yeah.
Category 8, bamboo. Some of the chapters of The Tale of Genji's authorship are debated, particularly the 44th chapter, The Bamboo River. Which fact about bamboo is false? Number 1, Thomas Edison's team found bamboo to be the best filament in their work on developing the light bulb. Number 2, all bamboo of the same species flowers at the same time around the globe. And number 3, bamboo is the official plant of Indonesia.
All right, Matt and I have a consensus.
Does bamboo grow all over the globe? And if so, wouldn't it bloom at different times depending on the seasons.
I mean, if it's... Yeah, that would be really interesting. And so that sounds like it couldn't be right, but I think it might be. The one that's really throwing me is I can't imagine bamboo making a good filament for a light bulb. I just feel like it might catch fire. They make great reeds for instruments, but I don't think they make good filaments for...
Oh, is that what those reeds are made out of?
Yeah.
Bamboo?
I think so. Yeah. They certainly look and feel like it. The real ones.
Yeah, I think there are bamboo reeds.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I can't think it's a light bulb, so I think we're gonna go with the first one as false.
We also said number 1.
Ah, dang. Well, the answer is number 3. Bamboo is not the official plant of Indonesia. It's the official plant of St. Lucia.
Okay.
Oh.
The Caribbean island nation.
Also a band.
Yep. I met them.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Were they nice?
Yeah.
All right.
I enjoy their stuff. Yeah.
Good review.
Very enthralling. They're nice. Yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So question 9 is actually a lyrics question. And the way I got here is St. Lucia is the patron saint of blindness. So name the song and the artist. 5 bonus points for the year the song was released. So here are the lyrics. You're the first to fight. You're way too loud. You're the flash of light on a burial shroud. I know something's wrong.
I got it.
I'm singing in my head, but I can't think of the name of the
I got it. I got both.
Yeah, you love this band.
Yeah.
I don't love... I know I have one CD, the same CD that everybody else has.
Do you have the year?
This year.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
So at first, thinking about this, I thought this was going to become a no rain blind melon
situation.
Question.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a Third Eye Blind question, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know the song, Josh?
Isn't it like Jumper or something like that?
I believe it is Jumper, yep. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do we know the year? I know it's mid-90s, late 90s.
I think it'd be more mid-90s.
95, maybe?
I'm pretty sure. So I think I saw this band at a Bumbershoot, and I'm trying to remember when that was. I think I was like 12 years old, so that'd be around 97. But I don't know.
You're a cool 12-year-old. Going to shows.
I'm good with 97. I thought it was
go in the mosh pit.
Oh.
I thought it was between like 95 and 97.
So 97?
Yeah, I'm good locking in with the Alkaline Trio Classic 97 for our bonus.
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know that it was a brand new song then though, and I don't know if that's exactly the right year. But yeah, that's fine. Let's go 97.
I mean, we got Third Eye Blind and Jumper. So
yeah, we say Third Eye Blind, Jumper 97 also, and rumor has it that Third Eye Blind not so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to listen to a really entertaining podcast, 60 Songs That Explain the 90s, the episode about Third Eye Blind is hilarious. The front man of Third Eye Blind is not a nice person. And yeah, it's Jumper by Third Eye Blind, 1997.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, full points for everyone.
Nice job.
Is that 11?
And the singer for Eve 6 is being not the hero that we need, but the hero that we deserve, or whatever it is, because he constantly tweets about the Third Eye Blind guy, like, because they played with him so much. So
yeah.
Plus, he always tweets. He'll retweet different things and he'll just put literally no one cares for no reason.
All right, last question of the first round. The category is 1997. The WNBA began league play in 1997. There are 3 WNBA franchises that still exist with the same name as when the league began in 1997. Each team is worth 5 points.
Welcome Back Matter is locked in. And Jeff and Josh, what are you guys thinking over there?
Well, Josh and I talked it out. I think we're going to go with the big 3 kind of areas for sports. So we said LA Sparks, Chicago Sky, and New York Liberty.
All right. I am 100% sure on the New York Liberty and LA Sparks. I think that was like the inaugural game. And then I kind of threw around, I was thinking, when I say I, is because Ken said, you got this, I'm not helping.
Then he stormed off.
The Houston Comets were around for a long time, and I was really thinking that was the one. But I know the Chicago Sky, unfortunately, they're a relatively new team. I think the 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. But I think the Minnesota Lynx were around at the beginning, and I think they're still around now. So that was our third guess.
All right. So the first two are the LA Sparks and the New York Liberty. And then the third one, nobody got it. It's Phoenix Mercury.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Brittany Griner's team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I remember that team. Yeah, congrats to the Chicago Sky for their championship this year. It's pretty exciting. Like, finally got a Chicago team, I guess, since 2016 doing something
Candace
relevant.
Parker coming home and leading to the title.
And a great photo.
They just beat the Mercury in the finals.
Well, it looks like after the first round, Lara has written a game that has great questions, but it is dividing the teams equally because they're both tied at 55. So it's just 55 to 55 going into the swing round. And Lara, what do we have in store today for that?
All right. I might make some enemies here, but this is a geography-themed swing round. I feel like I always, when I'm listening and hear y'all talk about geography, I'm like, oh my gosh, they need to study up on their geography.
True.
And so I wanted to write one. So this is a list of single border nations. So all of these countries only border one other country. And I'm going to name that. I'm going to name the country that only borders one other country, and you have to name what it borders.
My stomach just sank like I'm on a roller coaster.
I'm happy that Lara's here, though, because I think we need more of these questions, especially for me, because I don't know anything and I want to learn.
Hopefully we'll learn something. I think me and Matt are about to learn a hard lesson.
This is why I chose Jeff, because I know one of these.
All right. So number 1, San Marino. Number 2, Haiti. Number 3, Portugal. Number 4, Lesotho or Lesotho. Number 5, South Korea. Number 6, Papua New Guinea. Number 7, Qatar or Qatar. Number 8, Monaco. Number 9, Denmark. Or number 10, Brunei.
We're locked in. We'll be right back.
There are two things that are absolutely true. Grandma loves you, and she would never say no to McDonald's. So treat yourself to a Grandma McFlurry with your order today. It's what Grandma would want. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
And we are back with some answers? Question mark?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We have some answers.
Let's hear the countries one more time, and we'll see if we know what country is attached.
All right. Number 1 is San Marino.
We were thinking somewhere Mediterranean. We went with Cyprus.
This is in a Mediterranean country. It's one of 2 completely landlocked within the country. The other one being the Vatican City. We said Italy.
It is Italy.
That doesn't bode well for later.
All right. Number 2 is Haiti.
Pretty confident here. We said Dominican Republic.
We agree. They're each other's own neighbor, so we said the Dominican Republic.
That is correct. Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic's always borrowing Haiti's sugar.
Number 3, Portugal.
We said Spain.
Yeah, we said this was Spain's face.
All right. Yeah, that is correct. Number 4, Lesotho.
We were going with South Africa.
Yep. I think this is one we all know in the studio now because it comes up once in a while. We said Lesotho is completely enveloped in South Africa.
That is correct.
Nice job, Brew.
You're doing great so far. All right. Number 5, South Korea.
We figure that's probably close to North Korea.
Yep. We said North Korea.
That is correct. I figured there's got to be a couple really easy ones in here.
We appreciate
South Korea and North Korea border each other. All right. Number 6, Papua New Guinea.
So not United Kingdom, Ireland kind of situation?
We weren't sure on this one. We think it's in that Oceania region. We said New Zealand.
You are close. I believe it's Indonesia.
Indonesia is correct.
Yeah, they share an island together, split right down the middle, kind of like...
Yeah, I could picture it. I was just like,
what's the other country? Singapore? No? Okay.
All right, number 7, Qatar.
We thought this might have been... We know it's north in the Middle East, I think. We said UAE.
Oh, crud. You know, it's funny. I was thinking of Bahrain when I wrote the answer, but I think it's the same. We locked in Saudi Arabia.
It is Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, both of them are
we
Saudi
should have just
Arabia,
figured that Saudi Arabia is so big it was bound to be similar.
Bahrain is an island, I think. I think it's got like a huge bridge to Saudi Arabia, but
yes, it
it's
does.
technically an island. All right, number 8, Monaco.
Ooh, this is where we thought the San Marino thing. We said this was Italy.
You're close. It's just a little bit west France.
Yes, indeed. And I thought that was funny. You were talking about Monaco when we first hopped on. Figured that would be a good one. Yeah.
Little callback.
Yeah. Any chance that we have a downtime, we just for some reason talk about Grace Kelly and the Princess of Monaco.
All right, number 9, Denmark.
We were throwing around a few of these countries in this area, and we settled on Finland.
I think this is a country Ken's been to, but I have not yet. We said Germany.
Germany is correct.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yep.
We were doing so well. What happened?
And number 10 is Brunei.
For no reason, we said Nepal.
Yeah, originally I was thinking Indonesia again, but all three of them share the island of Borneo. And I think it's like Indonesia on the bottom, Malaysia in the middle, and then Brunei on the top. So we said Malaysia.
It is Malaysia.
Oh, jeez.
So I clearly knew all of those, and that's why I let Jeff answer them.
Yeah, sorry, I was being a little greedy there.
So for those listeners that don't know what happens in the editing process, Josh got a perfect 10 on that round for their team.
He was very gracious to let me read them all.
He was. So with a perfect 50-point round there, the team of North by Josh Northwest
almost forgot
is going to have 105 points, and Welcome Back Matter is picking up 20 points to bring their total to 75. So 75 to 105.
Quite a swing.
Thank you, Jeff, for carrying us through that round.
I don't know what you're talking about, Josh. We left it on the editing floor.
And speaking of numbers, there are some numbers that are super important to us here at Triviality, and that would be our Patreon support. And both of our guests today are Patreon supporters. So if you'd like to join them for as little as $1 a month, you can help support our show, keep our operation costs low, and help us.
Technically, you can donate any amount. You don't have to donate at a tier level. So
we'll take $100 a month.
I was
I'll take $200 a month.
I was just saying $1 a month.
I'll take $300 a month.
I was saying you could theoretically do even less. 50 cents
That's
a month
true.
if you wanted to.
But
everything helps.
But thanks to Lara and Josh and everyone like them who supports us on Patreon, we just passed our 400th patron, which is amazing. And all of your help, gives us equipment like this that we're recording on and helps us continue to grow the show. So if you'd like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Yeah, I've heard that maybe some people want video, so maybe at some point, if we get enough Patreon support to support that,
Jeff will fight Matt and we'll videotape it.
We heard a lot about video, and Matt, you've been wanting to do some live stream Triv Now games with patrons only. So we got that going too. So
I'll tell you what,
exciting.
Jeff fights Matt, I fight Neil, and then the winners fight each other.
Oh,
I think the winners are our audience.
We'll do like pins.
We fight the audience
because we all have beautiful faces. We don't want to mess up our beautiful faces.
Right.
So we'll just do first to pin.
Okay, yeah, could be nothing to the face or throat to mess up the voice or the face.
Groin is fair
Greco-Roman style.
All groin.
All dude, all groin.
All right, let's start round two.
All right, round 2 is all just
are
things
you guys done?
What did I sign up for?
So round 2 is all just things that I found interesting. There's a chance this is also a science-heavy round, and I apologize.
No, never apologize for science.
Don't. There
Never
are going to be
apologize.
people that love this because they don't get enough of it on a week-to-week basis. So
That's very true. All right, category 1, geology. If I were to describe something as being either normal, strike, slip, or reverse, what geologic feature would I be talking about?
Okay, we're locked in with a guess.
It's not good.
all right, Josh, you think you might know this one? What do you think?
Well, I think this has to do with the big one that we've been waiting on for a while here. I think it has to do with earthquakes and fault lines.
I agree with you. I think this is how fault lines. It's either, whatever those three things were that I forgot off the top of my head.
Strike, slip,
Four of them.
Slip.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. We said peninsula based on maybe their layout. We don't know.
Like, what's a reverse peninsula?
I said
hooks back.
I said the fault lines and our stars, so we're all right today.
It is a fault line.
Except for them who did not get it.
I know. I have a big X by their answer.
Well, you said we all got it right. So
I leave LA and immediately forget about fault lines. Not concerned
I
anymore.
don't need to worry about this anymore.
No longer concerned.
Despite the fact that the Mississippi River was formed by an earthquake.
All right. Question 2 in the category of books. This public figure recently released her book, State of Terror, co-authored with mystery author Louise Penny, a thriller that draws on her actual experiences in international geopolitics. Her husband also released his second thriller novel earlier this year.
We're gonna lock in a guess.
I'm thinking that this is somebody who maybe was like a Secretary of State or had some other high-ranking position. I don't know what you think, Josh.
Or
Okay.
I don't think it's like Madeleine Albright.
No.
She was Secretary of State, I think, for Clinton.
Yeah,
or Hillary Clinton,
somebody.
possibly.
Janet Reno.
Janet Reno has passed, so that can't be her if it just got released. Do you like Clinton? The other one that maybe came to mind for some reason was Condoleezza Rice.
I don't know. I would say just go with whatever you want.
We'll say Hillary Clinton.
We're going with Madeleine Albright.
And I believe North by Josh Northwest is going to get points here.
Yep, it is Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Oh,
You're kidding.
No, I saw Bill promoting a book recently.
And that's when I was like, oh, it might be.
Yeah, he was
Bill.
writing books with like James Patterson, kind of like I can't remember the name of it, but like the president's like in his underground tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, I guess Hillary is spending her retirement writing books, which is interesting.
Okay.
Just do speeches. They pay way
There's
more.
a market for it, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Category 3, running. Bobby Gibb was recently recognized as the first female winner of the pre-sanctioned era of this famous running race. Pre-sanctioned meaning women were not officially allowed to run, but Bobby Gibb ran anyway.
So initially I thought Bobby Gibb was a member of the Bee Gees.
I believe that's very good.
Yeah, well, you can tell by the way she used her walk. She finished this marathon, and we can lock in.
Matt locked in really fast, but marathon probably, right? A marathon?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a marathon. There's only three big ones that you can really choose from. I'm pretty sure it happened at the Boston Marathon.
Okay, we'll say Boston Marathon then.
Yeah, she registered under her name, Bobby, and she kind of dressed as a man would and began running, and some race people tried to pull her off, and then other runners protected her, and she was able to finish the race, and This was at the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, it's the Boston Marathon. Yeah, Bobby
call,
Gibb
Josh.
also like hid in the bushes and then like jumped out onto the course while the race had already started. So pretty cool lady.
Mm-hmm.
Cool story. I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about it or anything.
There's
That's
a
really
couple of
interesting.
documentaries. I think they're on Netflix.
Are they? Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, for
Sounds
sure.
awesome.
All right, question 4, category of instruments. What instrument's name translates from Latin to mean the sound of wood?
Jeff, how's your Latin?
It's poor at best. Poor to non-existent is that.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. Way to go, Matt. Way to go.
They're being sarcastic?
No.
Yes.
When I think of sound, I think of maybe phone. So maybe xylophone. I mean, xylem is in a tree. So
Yeah, I like that.
okay, we're gonna guess xylophone.
Jeff had some real reasons. I just wrote down xylophone.
And once I saw it, I understood those real reasons.
That's correct. It is the xylophone.
You know what's weird?
Made of metal.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the two of you, and obviously I don't know what you wrote. But as soon as you thought you knew it, I somehow then knew it. I don't know what it is. Maybe ESPN.
Mind meld.
Maybe ESPN.
Maybe
You're welcome for the reference.
that's how I knew the Bobby Riggs question.
As soon as I knew. It transcends coast.
Okay, question 5. And this category is in honor of my parents, who are both high school chemistry teachers. It's the category of chemistry. If your flames are green, what metal might be in your fire?
Okay, we're locked in with a guess here.
The only stuff I remember setting on fire in chemistry is magnesium, and that burns like a really bright white. For some reason, I don't know if it's just because I'm thinking like when it patinas, it turns green, but for some reason copper stuck in my head, and I could be way off, but I think that's what I want to go with. If you're cool with that.
Since I don't know what it means when a metal patinas, I'll agree with you.
The Statue of Liberty is copper, but it kind of yeah. That's it. It reacts with the air.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going copper?
Yeah.
I like
because that's an oxidation reaction. So I figured if it burns, maybe it's green.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good thinking. We were just saying tungsten.
It is copper.
Yeah.
It might not be an oxidation reaction. I'm talking out my ass, but
No, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know why both the oxidation and burning turns them green, but my parents used to have all sorts of chemicals that they would just like light on fire for me when I was a kid, and it was great.
Magnesium is the best, I swear.
Yeah.
Just don't do it too much because you go blind.
Lara, did your parents meet as chemistry teachers together?
No, they met as geologists, and then both decided they didn't want to be geologists anymore.
Oh.
I decided that at an early age too.
You were playing in the sandbox and you were like, this gravel.
And then you decided not to be a chemistry teacher too. Not too long after.
Hey, everyone, this story rocks. Don't take it for granted.
Oh, boo.
Well,
yes.
Well, thank you to Lara's parents and their chemistry for having Lara here in her questions. After
joke.
the first half of the second round, it looks like Team Welcome Back Matter picking up 20 points, bringing their total to 95. And North by Josh Northwest picking up 40 points. 50 points, excuse me.
I think we got the first half perfect.
Yeah, perfect round. 50 points, bringing their total to 155.
They haven't gotten anything wrong in like 30 minutes now.
That's a true
I
statement.
knew Jeff would enjoy my game.
Yeah.
I think other people will too. But yes, I'm having fun.
All right, question 6 in the category of childhood things. What popular movie series features the characters of Sarah, Spike, and Ducky?
We can lock in.
Land Before Time, yes.
That would be correct.
I believe Sarah is a Triceratops, Josh. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
That would make sense.
So, and Littlefoot was the Brontosaurus or Apatosaurus or whatever they're called now.
Just
I don't know
say
yet.
Land Before Time.
We'll say Land
It was
Before
the
Time.
long neck.
And Ducky was John Cryer, but as a dinosaur.
All right, we got it all out.
Oh, yep, it is Land Before Time. One of my favorite movies when I was a young child.
How do you feel about number 9 though?
Yeah, I was more of a number 17 or whatever. Outfit.
All right, question 7 in the category of games. In 2001, the Tetris company standardized the colors of the blocks in Tetris, called tetrominos. Don't know if I was pronouncing that correctly. What color is either the L or the J piece in all subsequent versions of the game? And there's 2 different colors that it could be in either.
I've only watched a little bit of like professional speed Tetris.
And we're locked in.
They were all black and white for me because I played on Game Boy.
Yeah, that'll do it. Josh, do you know this one?
I think I feel more comfortable with yellow.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
We'll guess yellow.
We said yellow. Just cause.
So the L and the J pieces are orange or blue.
Oh.
Which one is yellow? I think one of the Z pieces is yellow. But I
That
don't
sounds
remember.
right.
I don't. This.
I just didn't even know that they had a name, like that the blocks are called tetrominos.
I was hoping you were going to ask how many there were because we just had that question on Wednesday at our bar trivia.
How many are there?
There's 7 because there's
7 different ones.
two of them are mirrored. We guessed 5, but we forgot about the mirroring. So like the L and the J.
Oh, they're technically different pieces. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're 2 different pieces.
All right. Question 8. I grew up in wine country in Napa, and yet I know very little about wine. Within 10%, what is the average number of grapes used to make a bottle of wine?
Okay. Yeah, I bet it's more than you think, so I'd be good with that. We're locked in.
Josh, I know you're a craft beer guy, but are you also a secret sommelier?
I am not. I might be able to find a bottle of wine around here, but I don't think it says the number of grapes that it took to make.
It says barefoot.
Contains X number of grapes.
It's a 97.
Every bottle of barefoot contains
one barefoot.
Contains 427 grapes.
Is that your answer?
I don't know. I just throwing out a joke. I'm trying to think of when you squish it down.
Don't try to reason this. Just guess a number.
Really?
There's no way you can reason this.
If you do the pounds per square inch of the pressure.
Okay, so I eat grapes constantly. So let me see.
This is like the guess the number of M&Ms in the jar kind of question.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think if you ate the number of grapes it takes to put in a bottle of wine, you'd die.
I don't think that's true.
No, because I could drink the whole bottle and I wouldn't die.
Because I think it's a lot, but I can't obviously say my answer, but I think it's a lot.
Right, but even still, like, you didn't specify a time, so
1 hour. 1 hour.
I think it's like maybe it's got to be like I think like 500 at least. It's got to be quite a bit.
I was thinking
1,000.
1,000.
Let's go 1,000. They throw a bunch of them in a tub, and I'm sure that only makes like a handful of bottles. So we're gonna go 1,000 grapes.
That's a ridiculous amount. We said 2,500.
Well, if you averaged Josh and Jeff's guesses, you'd be pretty close. It's around 700.
So
700 grapes.
For a 750 milliliter bottle.
That's
so you're
pretty
getting about
close.
1 milliliter per
grape.
grape.
I was gonna recommend averaging our grapes or our guesses too, but
that did not happen.
Didn't do it.
Nah, that's all right.
That is okay. All right. Question number 9. Category of football. Only one NFL team has a logo based on a plant. What team is this?
As we go through all of the teams.
We're locked in.
Oh, you got it faster than me.
I'm not sure I know this. I can name every team. Do you want me to do that, Jeff?
I mean, I could name them too.
Do you think it might be the Saints and the fleur-de-lis or whatever it's called?
Yeah, the fleur-de-lis. That makes sense.
Is that like a flower-based plant thing?
I think fleur is like flower in French. So
yes, fleur of lis.
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
Lis fleur.
Let's go with the New Orleans Saints.
I like it.
Yep, that's Lee's flower.
Yep,
So
it is the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
Nice job, y'all. All right. This final question is in honor of my Zoom trivia team that we play together called Ice Cream Social Distancing. And it's a question we've asked many times in hosting for our friends because it's a very strange question. And the category is No Doubt. The question is, name any other member of the band No Doubt other than Gwen Stefani.
Oh, see, this one I know.
Looks like we're good.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to argue this one, but we'll see.
Jeff, my... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. So what do you know about No Doubt?
No, my music knowledge is bad.
Oh, okay.
So unless I saw him at Bumbershoot in 1997, I don't...
Can anybody name another member of Coldplay besides Chris Martin?
That's a good question.
Oh, Martin, Chris, I think.
Do you know the No Doubt members?
Aside from Gwen Stefani, no. But they were never really my jam, so...
What is Will.i.am? What is he from?
Black Eyed Peas. Which is sad because I can also name Fergie in that band. So
Boom Boom Pow.
So nothing from you guys.
Will.i.am played the trumpet for No Doubt.
I'm not gonna get there. So
I don't know either. I think we can just walk away from this one.
All right, and Matt, you said your answer may be contested.
Well, before he was a Simpsons animator, Eric Stefani, her brother, was in the band. I believe he was the drummer, so we said Eric Stefani.
Eric Stefani was a member of No Doubt at one point, so I will accept that answer. There's a really long list of names that used to be part of No Doubt, but
Neil wrote like 3 of them down over here.
Well, I have the Tragic Kingdom lineup, which is my favorite lineup, which is Adrian Young, Tony Kanal, and Tom Dumont.
That's the current lineup, so those are the main ones.
Tragic Kingdom forward.
Yeah,
that was them.
All right, that question's for my friend Kat. She wrote it as a joke, and it has caught on among my friends.
Hello to Ice Cream Social Distancing. Thank you.
That's a good name.
All right, it looks like at the end of regulation, Welcome Back Matter picked up 20 points in the second half there, bringing their total to 125. And North by Josh Northwest picking up 20 as well, bringing their total to 175.
We're in striking distance.
You are. What are those final round categories for them to wager on?
All right, so the names of the final round categories are in reference to the fact that I love K-pop, but none of the questions are about K-pop, don't worry. The category names are Red Velvet, 17, Brave Girls, 4 Minute, and Girls' Generation.
All the wagers are locked in, so let's hear those questions, Laura.
All right. Question 1, category Red Velvet. This is a baking question. Pound cake is made by adding a pound of each of the 4 main ingredients. What are these 4 ingredients? Number 2, 17. In August 1950, 17 magazine featured a short story titled And Summer Will Not Come Again. The author herself was only 17 years old, and this was her first major publication. She went on to write many poems, short stories, and a few novels while she was a student at Smith College. And although I couldn't find a copy of the story itself, it probably contained themes of depression and a woman's place in the world. All right, number 3, Brave Girls. Earlier this year, Nicole Yamase of the Federated States of Micronesia became the first Pacific Islander, the second youngest, the third woman, and the 20th person ever to descend via submersible to this point in the waters of her native country. What is this point called? And I'm looking for the specific point and not the general area. Number 4, 4 Minute. The first sub 4 minute mile was run by Roger Bannister in 1954. In what scholarly English city did he achieve this feat? And number 5, Girls' Generation. Girls' Generation is the 11th best-selling girl group of all time by total album sales. Name any 4 of the top 10 for full points. And girl group here means a group of female vocalists, no instruments, sometimes with dance.
All of the answers are now in. And regarding the wagers, it looks like Team North by Josh Northwest is trying to play a little protect, keep Welcome Back Matter out of the end zone. So they're going to be betting 20 points all the way down. And Welcome Back Matter is going a little more conservative with 5 points all the way down.
All right, let's get those questions. Question 1, Red Velvet. Pound cake is made by adding a pound of each of the 4 main ingredients. What are they?
All right, we believe those 4 ingredients are flour, butter, egg, and sugar, all the healthy bottom of the food pyramid items.
Yeah, Josh and I agree. Flour, eggs, sugar, and butter.
Oh, yes. A pound cake. There's a reason it tastes so good because it's got a pound of all of those things.
Yikes.
I think butter is my favorite food.
All right, question 2, category of 17. In August 1950, 17 magazine featured a short story titled And Summer Will Not Come Again. The author herself was only 17 years old, and this was her first major publication. The author went on to publish poems, books, and short stories, and was a student at Smith College. Although I couldn't find a copy of the story itself, it probably contained themes of depression and a woman's place in the world.
Well, we weren't super sure on this, but the themes sure sounded like Sandra Cisneros to me, so we said Sandra Cisneros.
Yeah, Josh and I talked about this, and I think what we came to was, themes of depression and where you fit in the world really sounds like the bell jar, so we said Sylvia Plath.
It is Sylvia Plath.
Oh, I thought she was way earlier.
All right, and she had submitted like 50 different poems to 17 magazine before they finally accepted one.
Wow.
Just before she went to college. All right, question 3, Brave Girls. Earlier this year, Nicole Yamase of the Federated States of Micronesia became the first Pacific Islander, second youngest, third woman, and 20th person ever to descend via submersible to this point in the waters of her native country. What is this point called?
Well, we weren't super sure, but we noticed there was no coffee reference yet in this this game with 2 people that live in and near Seattle, so we said the Java Trench.
That's interesting, but Josh, what do we agree on for this one?
Yeah, so we were going for the deepest point, and we went for Challenger Deep.
Challenger Deep.
Yes, it is the Challenger Deep, and Nicole Yamase hopes to inspire other Pacific Islander girls to go into science.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, number 4, 4 Minute. The first sub 4 minute mile was run by Roger Bannister in 1954. He achieved this feat in what scholarly English city?
Well, we are going to go with Oxford on this one.
And I leaned on Josh for this one. What do we say?
No, I didn't know for sure, but when you think of scholarly English cities, we were between Oxford and Cambridge. Those are the two colleges, and I'm not even sure if Cambridge is a city. So we also went Oxford.
It is Oxford.
All right.
And it was at Iffley Road Track, and my dad dragged me to the track when we visited when I was in high school, and I was like, all right, Dad, I'm glad you're really into this.
This is where it happened.
Cool
Yeah.
road.
And you're like,
It was really cool.
Where
I
like
do
they
love
planned the
running.
moon landing, or where like they split an atom, or
No. None of
4
that.
minute
I
mile.
thought it was going to be about Eugene, Oregon, because I thought everything that had to do with track and field happened there.
It does now,
That's what Phil
apparently.
Knight wants you to believe.
That's like Ken's favorite runner, Steve Prefontaine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Prefontaine.
I talk about Prefontaine all the time and you make fun of me. That's why I brought it up.
We watched one time both Prefontaine movies, right?
We only watched one. We watched the lesser
No,
one.
we watched both.
No, we didn't watch both.
Yeah, we did.
No, we watched the Lido version. We did not watch the other version.
We watched both, I promise.
No, it was my night.
We'll check the records.
Oh,
Someone read the minutes from that meeting.
Okie dokie. And the final question, Girls' Generation. Girls' Generation is the 11th best-selling girl group of all time by total album sales. Name any 4 of the top 10 for full points.
All right. 4 best-selling and also greatest groups, period, of all time. TLC, Spice Girls, Pussycat Dolls, and Destiny's Child.
Josh, that sounds like a familiar list.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly what we were thinking. We almost threw Diana Ross and the Supremes in there, but we weren't sure if that counted as a girl group, so we went with the same 4 that the other
All
two
right. Dang, I made this too easy. I made this final question too easy for y'all.
No,
I
I
should have had you
think
name
we just
more.
recognize talent.
and Jeff, do you know
That's
my
fair
favorite
too.
British group that is probably on this list, top 10?
I'm trying to remember the name. I think I know
That's
who you're
Club
talking
7.
No, Little
No.
Mix.
Little Mix.
Little
That's
Mix.
And
right.
then there's-
Little Mix is in the list. They're the most modern, or actually no, they're one of the more modern groups. But the full list is Spice Girls, Andrews Sisters, 21, which is a K-pop group, TLC, AKB48, Destiny's Child, Little Mix, Pussycat Dolls, Bananarama, and the Pointer Sisters.
Love Banana.
And the Supremes is not on the list because their official record sales is disputed, but they're up there too.
All right, we got 5 points.
That's really funny because I knew like I was talking about Little Mix for some reason the other day as like being a girl group band, and Angie's like, how do you even know about them? And I forgot Neil yammers on about them all the time.
That's right.
He yammers. Well, Neil, can you yammer on about who won today's game?
I have a
can.
feeling.
So it looks like Welcome Back Matter picked up 5 points, as you said, and their total is going to be 130 for the full game. But today's cream of the crop with 275 points is North by Josh Northwest. Congratulations.
And the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop.
Good job, guys.
Josh, we did great.
Yeah, nice job, Jeff. I'm glad I learned this was a science-heavy game,
Mhm.
geography-heavy game coming into it, and chose wisely.
You chose
for my partner.
Wisely.
Oh, it wasn't all on me. I appreciate you. You were a great teammate today. We had a lot of fun. So,
Well, Josh, any parting statements today?
No, just thanks for having me on. I love you guys' show. I'll give a shout out to probably the podcast I'm on the most and my roommate's podcast. Go listen to the Benchwarmers Trivia podcast. If you like sports, it's a great listen.
Absolutely. And Josh's great performance couldn't have happened without Laura's great questions. So thank you again for joining us, and any parting words from you?
Yeah, I'd love to just say a little bit about the fact that we're all in the U.S. on native land, and we have to do what we can to support Indigenous sovereignty. And that looks different for every community. So do your research on what tribes are nearby and what they're doing to request assistance. And there's a lot of really cool websites that you can look up and find like whose land you're on. The one I recommend is native-land.ca. And figure out how you can support local tribes or tribes around the country who are looking for support in what they're doing. Yeah, and I'd also want to do a shout out to all of my friends and my family who helped play test these questions, particularly my partner Ethan, my cousin Emily, and my parents, and all of my Islandwood friends.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's also a great cause. And that'll do it for today's episode.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and thank you to Lara and Josh for joining us today and for also being Patreon supporters. And again, if you'd like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. But for Matt, Jeff, Ken, Josh, and Lara, my name is Neil, and that was Triviality.
Pretty sure bonsai is not a Spanish word.
Oh.
No, that's Japanese.
Yeah, I think. Ken, does that check out?
It checks out.
Actually, it's Scottish, just like the French.